The Roeper School, America's oldest K through 12 school for gifted children, is facing controversy after students were given an assignment on primates titled An Introduction to Primates, and former President Barack Obama's photo was listed. On Tuesday, a spokesperson for the school released this statement: "We are aware of the lesson taught and continue to review the incident. We are not providing additional information out of respect for the privacy of our community members." Interesting. Dominique, let's stay with you on this.
Well, just to say that they said a lot of nothing. They couldn't even condemn the fact that President Barack Obama was portrayed as a primate. You can at least do that.
Listen, Dr. Oleka, you go ahead and talk to us about this Barack Obama being a part of a list of primates at a private school, high school, that is. Actually, the school is K through 12.
Yeah, I actually, as just as a former educator, I am legitimately interested in how this manifested. Obviously, the president is not a primate. It's a silly thing to even have to say that out loud. But I am actually curious as to how the teacher came up with this lesson, how the students reacted, and I want to know what the school is going to do to root out this problem, because this is the kind of thing that gets a headline, which means there were probably incidents similar to this within this teacher's teaching in the past, which obviously is a challenge and a problem for all the things we've talked about already today. If you have teachers who are talking about primates and somehow a black president gets involved, there's an obvious problem. So I'd like to see how the teacher even came up with this, because it seems like a far stretch that this person could think that was ever a good idea.
The reason why this pisses me off so much is because when we just finished talking about the woman and what her biracial son was being taught at school. And my thing is, white people are so concerned about critical race theory and what's going to make their children uncomfortable. How uncomfortable do you think this makes black children feel? How uncomfortable must this be to have to go to school and see that you've labeled the president of the United States as a primate, and I too, because I look like him, must be considered a primate as well? Talk about the uncomfortability of sitting in a classroom and not being able to say anything. Get out of here. Really? Go ahead, Dominique.
Well, I mean, I've had my son in some of these elite institutions, and they talk a good game. This is what I call fake wokeness. But when it comes down to it, as Dr. OJ rightly pointed out, many times it's not just an individual teacher either. It is a subculture at that school, or really, I should say it's the prevalent culture, but it's just on the under. And so, and many times private schools do not have to answer to the same rules, regulations that public schools do. So there's a lot of this that goes on. And this is part of the targeting of Black boys and pushing them out of paths to success and putting them into the school to prison pipeline. And it has to stop.
Yes. Alicia.
Yeah, and then somebody in the comments said they didn't see the problem with it because humans are primates. I was like, first of all, if it wasn't a problem, why didn't the teacher?
That was my next question. Aren't we primates? Go ahead.
But why didn't the teacher use his own photo then? They knew what they were doing, and they should take that school and rename it the Barack Obama Academy.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I know this doesn't happen at most schools, but I think this stuff happens more often than we think. Because it seems like every few weeks I'm seeing a story like this. Like last week I saw one of a school having Black students pick cotton. I saw another one with a teacher dress up, put on blackface to protest COVID mandates, and she thought she was Harriet Tubman. This happens more often than we think it does, and yeah, I think it should be talked about. My thing is, I don't even know what they're hoping to accomplish when they do stuff like this. But obviously, this is a thing. I believe what Dominique is saying. I mean, about the fake wokeness. But I mean, I think this happens far too much, and it doesn't get as much play. And maybe it should be blown up a little bit more. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, and maybe some people need to be fired as well.